welcome to YarnHoarders Crafting Podcast episode 4. Today is the 29th of January 2025 and it is 3:45. I'm a wee bit late today. So, today I have 5 whips to talk about. Some yarn that has come into stash, both yarn that I have bought and yarn that I was given. And unfortunately, no finished objects this week, and I'm not really wearing any knitwear I can show off. I am currently wearing hand knit socks, which were one of my finished objects in episode 1. So far, the only 2 finished objects for this year are socks, one of which was gifted, and one's the pair I'm wearing. So, crikey. Just knocking everything over. Okie doke, we shall start with the first one that seems the easiest to show. These are my Halloween gift socks. These will be a gift for my friend's 30th birthday in July. Using the Hobbii Halloween sock yarn colour 7, which is the shocking colourway, and I already have the one finished which I showed you last week, I believe, and I was about here last week on the second sock. I think I have 2 decrease rounds of the gusset left before I'm onto the foot. These are just a basic vanilla sock pattern. I'm using my Knit Pro Zing needles. They are the 9-inch circulars. 68 stitches, 2x2 rib cuff for 25 rounds, 60 rounds for the leg, and just a standard heel flap and gusset. Yeah. I'm hoping I can have these finished by Friday to add these to my yarn out for January, which so far only has about 150 grams out and over 1 kilogram in for this month, but I'll get to that shortly. Project number 2 is my Elizabeth I jumper by Alice Starmore from this book, Tudor Roses. This is the yarn I'm using, which is the official yarn and the called for yarn for this pattern. I am making this in a different colour. I believe the sample piece is a yellowy orange colour. That's not my colour palette, so I'm using the 2-ply Herbridean from Virtual Yarns in the colour Calluna. So it's a lovely rich green colour. And I am still working on the first sleeve, but I am about to start the decreases for the shoulder cap. I was down here last week, so I've done quite a bit, and this is just making slow and steady progress. I'm hoping to have this finished in time for Wonderwool at the end of April, and so far I have not finished any of the panels. However, my new needles have come in, so I can start working on the front panel again once I finish this sleeve. And my next 3 whips I believe are all new cast-ons since last week, 2 of which were the ones I had planned. So we shall start with this one. It is in a Spirited Away bag by That's So Becky. And these, the yarn, get the tag, is Attic Spin Dye, Rockabunny Fabulous. It's a 75/25 base. And this is the cake. I matched it very, very well to the bag, if I do say so myself. And these are the Pioneer gloves. I can't remember the designer's name, but I believe it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will have the pattern name and the designer in the description box below this video if you want to check that out. And so far I have this much. So I plan on making these more of a nearly elbow length glove. So I have cast on the biggest size in the pattern, with the plan of decreasing down to the second size as I get closer to my wrist before I start increasing again for the thumb. These are on Knit Pro Zings again, on a 2.5mm needle. I think the pattern calls for 2.75, but I prefer my gauge with this, and I'm hoping it works, to be quite honest. It'll be fine. So yeah, not much progress on those, but yeah. And my next whip, I have not very much progress on. I only cast this on last night, but it's a pair of socks for my other half using this yarn. It is the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colourway Mallard. It is one of their bird yarns. Yeah, and I have, I think, 4 rounds of the cuff. I cast these on last night just so they were cast on, ready to go. I can work away on the cuff so that when the gift socks are finished, I can just go with these. I was also making sure I had them ready just for on-the-go knitting. This is in a bag I made myself. It's just, I think they're called Little Scotty Dogs. And yeah, just a little bit of progress on this, slow and steady. Hopefully there'll be a bit more to show next week to show off the wonderful colours in the yarn. And my next cast on ties into my yarn in for this month, so acquisitions. So here in the UK, LD had its, I think, one of its 2 annual Hobbies and Crafts drops, which included yarn, and I needed to pick up some yarn to make a blanket for my sister as a gift, as well as a poncho for my dad, which he requested. And as my sister has pets, I figured a 100% acrylic yarn would be best for her, and I found this. It's a Roving style 100% acrylic yarn. It has approximately 200 meters per 100 grams, and I picked up 6 skeins of this. 4 in the colourway neutral and 2 in this blue colour. And I have started her blanket, which is coming along quite well given it's a Christmas gift and it's January. I have started a simple crocheted star blanket. It's a free pattern from the Bernat websites. I was just looking for a simple but engaging pattern, and I wanted to give her something unique for her home. And since she has pets at the same time, I also wanted to make sure it was easily washable, which it kind of is. Kind of. So that's the blue colour, and then this is the neutral colour, which is just sort of creams and beiges, which I think will work with her home decor without being too dark. I plan on using the 2 blue skeins as the outer border, sort of the outer edging, and this probably won't see tons of work. It's only seen this much work because I was away over the weekend and it was one of the few projects I had with me. So it's for Christmas, it'll get finished when it gets finished. And then the next thing I picked up from Aldi was this. It's the Aran weight yarn, which has approximately 195 meters per 100 grams. It's a 75% acrylic, 25% wool blend in the colourway Cobolt. It's quite a nice, rich blue colour. And yeah, my dad has requested a poncho because it gets quite cold. So he wants something for when he's sitting at the computer or just sat in his chair. And I figured this would work. It's easy washable because he has dogs. So yeah. Once again, I'm not sure when this will be cast on. Probably soon because I know he wants it. But with how long it's going to take me to make, he's not really going to get any use out of it this winter. So, but we shall see. If I find a pattern, I might start it. Otherwise I'm just going to make it up as I go along. It will be a crocheted one because he prefers that style. It also means it will be slightly quicker than knitting. I only picked up 6 skeins of this, so I'm hoping that'll be enough. If not, I will just pop to my local yarn store and find an equivalent weight in a contrasting colour and just add that to the bottom of it because it will be just done top down. So yeah, I hope the colour's coming out quite well. It is currently slowly getting darker. I am trying to beat the light here. And my last yarn in was a gift. So as I said, I was away this weekend. We visited friends and she gave me this. I'll take one out of the bag. I believe this is also an Aldi yarn. It is an Aldi yarn, the So Crafty. But it is this, it calls itself pink stonewashed, but it's more purple in my opinion. But it is a 78% cotton, 22% acrylic blends. They are little 50-gram balls with approximately 130 meters. And I have 4 of them in this pack. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I might just make a tank top with it, or some other sort of summer accessory. It was a gift, and I actually quite like it, and it actually feels very nice. So I'll probably use this during the summer, but that's fine. It can go in the drawer with my summer yarns for me to get to when summer comes around. I do tend to find I work with a lot of like lighter weight and cotton yarns during the summer, because if it's hot I don't really want to work with 100% wool or really heavyweight yarns. And whips wise and yarn acquisitions, that's it for now. I do have more yarn coming. The yarn I asked my friend to pick up in Canada should be arriving within the next week or two, and I've also ordered some yarn from a pre-order a couple of weeks ago now, which I'm hoping will be here in the next couple of weeks to show you. Once that arrives, you'll see it. So, reading, watching, reading. I am still reading Those in Peril. I actually remembered to bring it over this time. But yeah, as I said, this is quite a heavy subject matter book. I'm getting through it slowly. I think just with where I've been at the minute, I've been fancying something a bit lighter. So I have also started another book, which I didn't bring over, but it is called The Pumpkin Spice Calf. It's book 1 in the Dream Harbour series. And I can't remember the author because I don't have it over and I haven't written up my show notes. I shall remember to bring it over next week to show you. Watching, I haven't really watched much more than mostly a bit of true crime documentary, but I have stumbled across a couple of new to me YouTubers on the knitting tube side of things. I've recently started watching a lot of Ange from YarnNYarns, as well as Amanda from Little Likac. Both of their names will be in the description below with their channel names if you're interested. Haven't watched any films this week. I've been meaning to watch a film this week. I currently have the Downton Abbey A New Era that I've been wanting to watch. Maybe I should watch that this week while fixing the jumper that I haven't actually had time to do this week. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!